Good day, class. So this is our lesson 3 on the transformer. So a 6-part lesson. So this is the part 3. So in today's lesson, we're going to understand the method because the method named as short circuit test in a transformer, and what is this method and why we should apply a short circuit test. The next thing is we're going to understand if there's a short circuit test, of course, there's an open circuit test in a transformer. So, in a transformer, previous lesson, we are representing the equivalent circuit of a real transformer. Now, how can we find the values of that representation or the equivalent of the real equivalent circuit for the real transformer? So these are the methods that we're going to use. So there are two methods in order for us to determine the value of the inductance and the resistance in the transformer. So what is these two methods? Namely, this is an open circuit test or the OCT, and the short circuit test or the SCT. Now, what can we find in an open circuit and in a short circuit test? Open circuit test, or abbreviated as OCT. So the purpose of the open circuit test is to determine the no load current and losses of the transformer, because of which their no load parameters are determined. So if you remember your previous lesson, so what is or what can we find at the no load current or at the losses of the transformer when we're going to test it? Now, these parameters are the RC and XM. So remember the core and the magnetization current. So this is where we're going to look at it. So how can we do it, or how can we execute the open circuit test? So this is how we execute the open circuit test. So actually, this is a hands-on method on the open circuit test in order for us to determine the values of the inductances and the resistance in a transformer. So first, we're going to connect a source voltage to the low voltage side of the transformer while the other side is left open. So whether the low voltage side is the primary or the secondary, we're going to connect the source voltage to the lower or the low voltage side. So if we say source voltage is the full voltage. For example, if you had a transformer, shall we say a transformer of 220 12 volts, so that is a common a transformer, step down transformer, wherein is being used on an electronic device, mostly is on an electronic device. So the low voltage side is the 12 volts. So we're going to connect a 12 volt on that. That is the for my example, the full voltage. So it really a 12 volts, not just a partial of the 12 volts, is 6 volts. It's not that type, but the full 12 volts. Then we're going to measure the current and power and the voltage at the lower portion or at the low voltage side, because at the high voltage side we left it open, so nothing will be connected at the high voltage side. So if you're thinking that, oh, there might be a damage that will cause to the transformer, no, there is no damage on this open circuit test. Even if we're going to put a voltage on it, the transformer will not be damaged because it's open. So there are no part of the transformer that will be damaged using this open circuit test. So we're going now to measure the voltage at the low voltage side, so where the voltage source are being held, the current and the power. So which means we're going to take the voltage, current, and the wattage at the low voltage side. Now remember, the current or the ammeter should be connected in series to the transformer and to the source, while the voltage is in parallel or in shunt connection. So this is the schematic diagram or the circuit diagram of the method, the open circuit test. Now, after getting the value of the voltage and the current, we can now get the excitation admittance or the YE. So remember that the excitation admittance is equal to GC minus JBM. Or if we're going to expand it, it is equal to 1 over RC minus J1 over XM. So that is the excitation admittance. Now, how can we get the RC and XM using only the values of the voltage, current, and the power? Now, remember that the excitation admittance is equal to the I over V. So, remember, admittance is the inverse of impedance. So, I over V. So, the current, you will get the current at the open circuit test and the voltage at the open circuit test times the angle or the negative of the angle. So, what is that angle? So, that angle can be found using the values of the power that you have found. So it will be equal to the cosine inverse of the power over the voltage times the current at the open circuit test. So once you have the admittance, you can now get the value of the R, C, and X, M. Now for a short circuit test, this method is used to determine the series impedance referred to the high voltage side. Now, why it is referred to the high voltage side? Because on the short circuit test, the source voltage now is connected to the high voltage side. Now, since we're going to determine the series impedance, therefore, it is the R equivalent and the X equivalent are found using these techniques, the short circuit test or the SCT. Now, this is what the circuit looks like. Or, before I'm going to show you the circuit, so how to execute. So first, we're going to do a short circuit at the low voltage side. Or we'll just connect wire at the low voltage side to create a short circuit. Then we're going to connect a variable voltage source at the high voltage side. It's not a fixed voltage source. Shall we say from our previous example, 220 12 volt. So the high voltage side is the 220. So we're going to connect a voltage source that is not exactly 220. It's a variable type voltage source, and we're going to adjust the voltage from low to high. Slowly, we're going to adjust while measuring the input voltage, current, and power at the high voltage side. And we're going also to measure the current at the low voltage side. Wherein the current at the low voltage side will meet the rated value. So, shall we say if the rated current for the low voltage side, the rated value of the current at the low voltage side is about 1 amp. So, until we reach 1 amp, there we're going to stop the adjustment at the source voltage. So, once we reach that rated current, we're now going to test the voltage, current, or get the measurement of the voltage, the current, and the power at the high voltage side. Now, a little bit or warning, there's a risk doing this test. That is why we're going to adjust the voltage slowly, because the risk is you might burn your transformer. That is why we're going only to reach up to the rated value, and we're going to test the I we're going to measure the current, voltage, and the power at the high voltage side. So remember, we're dealing about a power or a current and electricity, or in the low voltage sides are being short circuited. So there's a risk of a burnout. So while you're doing this test, be careful, because it might burn your transformer or it might explode. So this is the circuit of the short circuit test. As you can see, at the on the circuit, it tells that the primary side is the high voltage side, while the secondary is the low voltage side. That is why the secondary side are now being shorted. So we can look, or we can found the series impedance using this method. Remember that the impedance, or the series impedance ZSE, is equal to the voltage of short circuit over the current of the short circuit angle theta. So theta is the angle difference from of the power. So theta is equal to the cosine inverse of the power divided by the voltage times the current at the short circuit, using the short circuit test result. So expanding the impedance formula, so the series impedance is equal to the R equivalent plus JX equivalent. So if we're going to refer it to the primary side, so the series impedance will be equal to RP plus A squared RS plus JXP plus A squared XS. So that is if you're going to refer it to the primary side. But if you're not going to refer it, so you can look at it as R equivalent plus JX equivalent. So for example, we had a problem, of course, learned by example. So here is a problem. The equivalent circuit impedance of a 20 kilovolt amp, 8,000 by 240 volt, 60 hertz transformer are to be determined. The open circuit test was performed on the secondary side of the transformer, since as you can see, the problem stated that the secondary side is the low voltage side, and the short circuit tests were performed on the primary side of the transformer, wherein the primary side is the high voltage side. So the data is presented. So we're going to find the impedance of the approximate equivalent circuit referred to the primary side and sketch that circuit. Now, first we're going to look at it, what is given in the problem. Oh no. Okay, given in the problem. So first, the power, which is 20 kVA transformer. The primary voltage is 8,000 volts, while the secondary voltage is 240 volts. So this is in RMS value or the nominal voltage. So the value that was taken during the open and the short circuit test shown in the table. So as you can see, then there are two different power that was found. So errata is not VOC is equal to 400 watts, but this is POC is equal to 400 watts. So we're going to do or look for the equivalent circuit of it. So the turns ratio for this transformer is, we're just going to divide the VP divided by VS, which is 8,000 divided by 240, which is 33.33. That's their turns ratio. Now, using the value at the open circuit test, so theta is equal to cosine inverse of the power over the voltage times the current at the open circuit. So, which is equal to 36.5 degrees. So now we have the angle. Now continuing, we can solve for the excitation admittance. So using the formulas for the excitation admittance, which is the current over the voltage times the angle of negative theta. So 7.133 over 240, angle of negative 76.5 degrees, which is the admittance is 0.0297, angle of negative 76.5 degrees. And we're going to convert it into a rectangular form so that we can look at it, or we can find the RC, the RC and the XM. So RC is equal to 1 over 0.00693, which is 144 ohms, while XM is equal to 34.63 ohms. Any question? If you have a question, just post it or message me directly. On our short circuit test, R theta for a short circuit test is equal to 78.7 degrees. So it's almost same as the theta of the open circuit test. To get for the series impedance, we're going to use the formula of the series impedance, which is equal to V over I angle theta. Wherein we found out that the series impedance is equal to 195.6 angle 78.7 degree ohms. So convert it into a rectangular, since it is a polar, so it will be equal to 38.4 plus J 192 ohms. So therefore, R equivalent is equal to 38.4, while the the X equivalent is equal to 192 ohms. Now, since it